and when start the war, we gather all our communities to make to save the people, and to make a location for refugees. And we name this project as Green Road because it was the way that people moving to the west. When war start, a lot of people moving and in different way to the west, and we make a map. In this map, we put
They're frozen, right?
Maxim disappeared, so maybe I will continue while they're reestablishing the internet connection. So this project appeared already, was born already on the second day of the war. It was a natural process that people from the big cities that were threatened were fleeing to the countryside, and we had already a network of eco villages, a network of permaculture centers, and people were coming there, relatives of people who were living already there, friends, and then friends of these friends were calling and asking for a place to stay in the countryside. And we as coordinators, we understood that we could and we had to help this process. So we united everybody on one map and to help people to find these safe locations. And we started looking for money and humanitarian aid and everything that was needed to host people. And step by step, our project became bigger and bigger and bigger. And with the help of our European friends of Gen Europe, we really created a very strong network of locations that hosted more than 2,500 people, because there were many people who came to stay for several nights to go further. But around 450 people are staying there right now, and these are people who are going to stay there at least for this winter because the war is going on. Maxim, are you here back?
Yeah, I'm
Great.
here.
So you can add what you want. I told the general things about the project.
Well, and I want to say that when we connect with Gen Europe, and they give more than 400 locations in all European countries, and it's make green road through all countries in European continent. And it gives big hope for all our refugees to feel more safety in the world, because they understand that everybody wants to help, and you can see on the map every time and connect directly with all location and where you are, and find help or saved house and location. And I know that a lot of our people and eco-villagers and eco-activists and volunteers find having project in different countries in European countries, and when they can't live in his houses. And it was during this 6 months through our project, the Green Road. And a lot of donation help us to to prepare around 100 houses repair to living, and we will show some houses in 2 locations when coming our delegation from Gen Europe, and they see it, and maybe they can say some words about this situation. Monique.
Hello, I will tell a little bit about the journey, the trip we made. It was really amazing how open and what a big hospitality is here in Ukraine. We first were, is it clear? Is it not? I see my hand doing like this. Louder? Louder?
Yeah.
Okay. So we were picked up at the border and came in the evening to Busha, to Svetoyava's place, where we also are now, with this beautiful painting. And the first 3 days we were in Busha, and we saw so many things. The first day we went to a lot of to visit a lot of refugees in different situations, in different places. Some there are here in the countryside. Many villages many houses are sometimes empty, or only old people live here. And like Maxime was saying, they were able to go to these old houses and sometimes buy them or rent them and renovate it so that people could live there. And it was really amazing how much work was done. But still, you can see that it's. I don't know if you are in the blog, but you could see that sometimes the floor. So it's some message. I don't know. Okay. Sometimes the floor was just clay with herbs, and yeah, sometimes really primitive situations. So it was a lot of work what they have done. And the second day we were invited to have lunch and dinner and got all kinds of amazing invitations. And the second day we got to learn a bit this land. We went to a very sacred place from the past in the mountains with big stones and ritual places still used. And later we learned about this region. It's a very old region with pre-Vedic culture, which in ice time moved to India, and then were the ancestors of us all, of the Indo-Germanic people. Mm-hmm. So that was also really interesting, and we got to know an ancient temple underground, and we did a ritual also for Busha talk for the community. And I forgot what children. So we had the theater. There is a very nice project, especially for children, a traveling theater for refugees, for the Green Road. You could see this little insect that one of them loses his house and he comes in the world underground and got lost and lost his friends. And then, of course, the happy end when he finds a house again and his friends again. Anyway. And exactly, this project of traveling theater was also a project of Gen Ukraine. So, and it's migrating from one eco-village to the next. Now it's a bit difficult because of the bombing. It's not allowed to gather with a huge amount of people. So there must be solutions to look at the theater. And then in the afternoon, we traveled to another eco-village that was from Anastasia, which was just on the, also here in the Zoom, and it's called Zeleni Kruchi, and it's also very interesting eco-village. But like here, it's not one house or one place, but it's different houses in an existing village where new people come, and people come from all over Ukraine as refugees, from Kharkiv, from Mykolaiv, from Odessa, from Donetsk region. So it's actually a total tragedy. But what is so amazing is that because these people come to the eco village, they come in a new lifestyle. They come in a community, and some people already thought they want to go to the eco village, and now because of the war, they decide they have to go. Actually, we heard one story of a man who sold his house 2 months before the war. He didn't know the war was happening, and then he came to this eco village, Vilena Kruci, and his house now is bombed, his old house. So he was really lucky. The new buyer is not so lucky. But, it's really tragical. And also one eco-village house is bombed. So it's really a real war going on. But we didn't see the real war, but we could feel the stories. For instance, the daughter of Tatiana, who's also here, she had to go to the train to be in time to meet her father, who has 2 days leave from being a soldier. So there are many of these stories where you can hear that there's really a war going on, but in reality what we experienced was amazing, strong people, positive people creating a new life together, and growing food, building houses, coming together, making music, singing. So really totally impressive. And today we had an interesting meeting, consent process, to talk about how to continue here, because maybe we don't have enough time or we don't have enough money. So how can we make this project reality, and what is realistic to do before the winter? And it was a very interesting process, and we got consent. And I thought maybe Stefan, you could maybe tell a little bit of our consent, if you want.
Well, the positive thing is that Beto Yara and other people from Busha, they have a very big vision. They have lots of fantastic ideas. And the challenge is that big visions, at least in this situation, also need a lot of money. So we can't fulfill from the very beginning the big vision, which would be a really big community house, which could serve as a school or as a youth center, as a common place, but also as a refugee place. We cannot start this from the very beginning. Also because it's already rather late in the year, and to start construction now there's a high risk that we will not be able to finish it before the winter comes. On the other side, what they already did, they already purchased the land. It's a beautiful piece of land, a bit remote, but it's quite big. It's also parts of it were used as a festival ground before that, and it's a good basis. We have an NGO here who takes care of this. There's an abandoned house which can be used after some renovation for refugees, but also for volunteers who want to work here. So as a first stage of this project, we want to collect money to, on one side, support this construction. So maybe starting with something small, which we can accomplish before the winter comes. Also to show the people in the region, here is something going on. This is a serious project. We really want to invest here. And on the other side, to support the people, the families who invite refugees into their homes, or to support new refugees who are coming. People here live sometimes in a very difficult context. Now in summer, everything is easy. They have summer kitchens, beautiful gardens, everything looks quite beautiful. But when you look into the houses, they're very small. 1 or 2 rooms can be used. Sometimes 4 or 5 people live in one room. and quite often heating is not working because they were used as summer houses. So part of the money we will collect now will be used also to support these families, buying wood, maybe buying electricity if they have an electric oven, restoring ovens, maybe buying ovens if necessary, buying gas for generators, this sort of thing. So like really direct help, especially for people who invite refugees into their homes, and this is already a difficult situation, or refugees which will, and that's quite likely, will arrive here in winter time. So direct help on one side to support the whole community, really to be able to host refugees, and then mid-term and long-term to invest into this, I would say, light tower project, this new common house for Busha. But that's therefore we also need other funders to support us. But we would also need the whole Gen family and friends to really support the project with some start finances, and we hope we will succeed.
Yeah, and I think here maybe there are some questions. Please feel free to ask. And otherwise, is there a question? Yeah, Birgitta.
Yeah, just a question. So what size of building would you think to build for the first step? For how many people?
Yeah, the first step, the definitive house. I give the word to Satya.
I just put some buttons. Yeah. What we decided today, what we are going now, because we have a project, we have already prepared and prepared.
A bit louder, please.
Yeah, we have already prepared. Is it okay? Can you see? Can you hear me right now? It just seems like yeah. And now is it okay? Мене добре чути, Настя, якщо я так розмовляю?
Ні, не дуже добре.
Це дуже
Тихо, тихо,
добре. А так?
краще.
Краще. Так. Okay.
Середньо.
Okay, I know the configuration, how the microphone I have to use. What we decided today and what actually a project starts from. So firstly, we have prepared the working project for common house for community and refugee. It's like 2-level house with a big hall on the first floor and a hostel on the second floor. With 5 rooms of hostel and a hall for some small meetings like this Zoom conference. And this big hall on the first floor is supposed to be as a place for refugee in a kind of emergency, like we now will have in September, and actually when winter starts also, because people start coming from cities which now without any electricity and heating, unfortunately. So we thought that it will be a project which can allow like 100 refugees to come to us in the case of emergency. But what can, and I represented this project on the gathering in Denmark, and Gen Europe and Gen Ukraine also supported it, like it is. But now we start the fundraising process. And unfortunately, now it's middle of August. We can say that we unfortunately per now don't have enough money to finish this project by the winter. But we made the decision what we can do, like short term and long term, to solve 2 problems. Like problem with help to those refugees which don't have any possibility for winter. How we can help those families who already take care about this refugee family, and we can continue preparation of this common land we have bought to buy these common houses, like winter house for refugees. So this year we can move like this way. Now we preparing the land and we making this old house which is situated on this land where the building is supposed to start of this big project. We prepare it for refugees or volunteers, so it will be already usable by the winter. And we also help those families who already have refugees to take care about. And we continue fundraising. And as soon as we have at least 50% of needed amount, and now it's the budget of this building, it's 250,000 euro. So as soon as we have at least 50% of this total amount, we can start making this building. Anyway, now it seems like those people who will come from cities and stay now in our families, they will not leave because they don't have any place to live now already. So they will stay here, and even if we build it in spring or summer, this common house, it absolutely will be usable for those refugees and for our community also. So we're just connecting, we're just going with fundraising for this common house, but it seems like we just have a little more time because it's quite a big amount. And meanwhile, we are making a with help of Ukraine and Europe. We are trying to solve this problem with those refugees who already here in these summer houses. Maybe, as Stefan said, buying some heating elements for them and preparing new houses, like renovate old ones by the winter. Maybe we can manage also 5 or 6 houses by the like hands of our community.
Okay, thank you, Satriana.
So
I want to turn to you because, like you heard, we are trying to fundraise and we really help.
what?
So, can you hear me? Can you hear me? You hear me like this? Okay. So I now want to turn to you. And some people I know, I don't know everybody, but I just want to say, now you are here.
You do well.
Maybe you have ideas how we can move on in fundraising. And I say, Mila, I see you raise your hand. So can you shortly introduce yourself and tell what you want to say?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Monique. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. Hi. I think I met some of you at a Gen gathering in Denmark. So definitely Svetlana and Stefan. And Anastasia, I see there. So yeah, I wanted to join the call. So my name is Mila. I'm originally from Ukraine. I left Ukraine 20 years ago. I lived in Israel, and currently I live in Switzerland. And so the reason I joined the call is because I think that the project of building winter housing, it's really important, and I understand that now it was a big project in very short time and not enough funds yet. So maybe from what I hear so far, it seems like potentially you could renovate the existing house that's already on the property and get it maybe a bit insulated and heated for the winter. So I work for a big global company. I live in Sargans in the St. Gallen. I see the question from Brigitte. So I live in Canton of St. Gallen and Sargans. And I work for a big international company. It's called Hilti. It's a construction company. And Hilti, I'll just post in the chat. Some Swiss people probably know that. It's a company that also has what's called Hilti Foundation. So it's a non-profit arm of the company. And part of the things they do is actually, here I posted in the chat. Now this is in the global chat. So part of what they do, I wanted to open the global chat, sorry. I think I'm trying to do it in the everyone, okay. No. So part of what Hilti Foundation does is supporting housing projects in the countries that are less fortunate. So they were doing projects in Philippines and some other countries with housing. So it could be relevant for what they do. So basically, tomorrow I'm meeting with some people I know in the Hilti Foundation, and I want to present them the project a bit, to tell them a bit the big story, and to see if it's something that could be relevant for the Hilti Foundation, just the beginning. And of course, if it's potentially interesting or relevant, then we will need to go into much more details with Stefan and Svetlana and Monique and all the people more involved.
Thank you, Mila. I want to ask Svetlana now to translate, because you can translate yourself, maybe, Mila. Oh no, we lost you. Oh no, you're there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you please tell for the Ukrainian people here what you are sharing?
Okay, my Ukrainian is not so good, but I can say in Russian, but I understand Ukrainian perfectly. I was just not talking Ukrainian for a few years, but I think you all understand Russian. Is it okay? Меня зовут Мила. Я родилась на Украине, но я сижу в Швейцарии. Я работаю в большой международной компании, которая называется Hilti. Это большая строительная компания из Швейцарии. У Hilti есть это коммерческая компания, но часть компании у них есть то, что называется non-profit организация, то есть добровольческая, волонтерная организация, не знаю, как перевести, и которая... Неприбыткова, спасибо. Которая занимается именно поддержкой в разных странах, именно всяких строительных проектов housing. Например, делали sustainable housing в Филиппинах несколько лет назад. И я хотела... Завтра у меня есть встреча с представителями этой организации, моей компании. Я хотела бы рассказать им про этот проект, сделать зимний дом и рассказать им в общих чертах про проект и посмотреть, если они будут заинтересованы, узнать больше деталей и будут ли они, может быть, заинтересованы спонсировать такой проект. Hilti уже поддерживала, в этом нынешнем кризисе на Украине и войне, они пожертвовали достаточно большое количество денег на организацию Doctors Without Borders, то есть врачи без границ. Это была их не основная поддержка. Также много людей, которые работают в компании, собрали деньги для этой организации. Так что я думаю, что как бы тема актуальная, конечно, очень, так как это строительный проект, то тоже может быть актуально, но мне нужно будет завтра с ними встретиться и заинтересовать их. Я не профессионал фандрайзинга, это не моя главная деятельность, но у меня было, так как проект очень заинтересовал меня, и я, конечно, могу помочь своими персональными финансами, но мои персональные финансы по сравнению с финансами огромной компании — это немножко разные вещи, поэтому поэтому я хотела бы пытаться заинтересовать их и посмотреть, если они будут готовы поддержать такой проект.
Thank you, Mila. That's amazing. I didn't understand the last word. I'm sure.
I hope so. I was trying. Sorry, I'm not used to speaking Russian that much.
I just noticed that there are three people from Switzerland, or in Switzerland, not now in Switzerland, but 3 people here connected to Switzerland. So maybe it's interesting to connect, and we will, I think, definitely connect also with you to talk more about what you are sharing. I see Lidwa with your hand. Please, Lidwa, speak and introduce yourself.
just wanted to make some little addition to what Mila said. Хотів би додати трошечки. Ну, мене звати Ельбадар, я живу тут ж недалеко від Буши. Також це в нас родовий маєток, вже декілька поколінь. Але хотів би перш за все зараз маленький додаточок, що буде кому говорити. Що до того, що Міла сказала, можеш сміло казати, що співробітники Української фундації лікарів без кордонів трошечки, що окей.
Yeah, I can understand you. Please speak English.
Can you repeat a little bit what you said in English?
Додаточок для Міли, спочатку українською, потім перекладу, добре?
Can you speak please English and repeat what you said?
Okay. First of all, English. Addition to what Mila has said. For now, I work at the MSF. You were saying about Medicine Sans Frontières, Doctors Without Borders. In Vinica, it's a OCG, Geneva Coordination Center. So you can easily say that even workers of MSF, Ukrainian workers, are part of GEN, Ukraine as well. So it's all, it's very worldwide, you can say. So thanks for now. And
Thank you,
yes.
thank you, Luluva. And is there anyone else who wants to speak? Please open your microphone and share what you want to say. Maybe you have some ideas or plans, or how can we support this project? Kun, please, Kun, welcome, and please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Kon de Kruijf. I work usually quite close with Monique and also with Marianne and Hugo, also present here, and Nicolien. So we are working in the Gen Netherlands Eco-Village network, and Marianne, together with Monique, has started already a financial action. So we are already gathering different forms of financial support. So we already make a statement that we will donate money, and but also the different type of activities are organized in and with eco-villages to make this donation bigger. I cannot say how much already. The only thing I know as a treasurer of Gen Netherlands that at this moment that some money has already paid to our account.
Thank you.
So it started to come, and it's a promise that within one or 2 weeks we will donate.
Thank you, Kun, and Svetlana will translate for them.
Because everybody on Zoom understands.
Okay.
Everybody here is
Yeah.
Maybe very strong.
Просто питання в тому, що з голландської сторони вони через 2 тижні будуть готові також якусь суму задонатити, тому що зараз вони поширюють інформацію, збирають кошти.
And I had one question because I didn't understand. Was it 15% or 50% of 250,000?
50.
So 125,000
Yes.
before the winter.
Yeah.
No, not before
Before
start
we
of
start the
construction.
building. Yeah. Before we start. Yeah.
So that's
Okay,
a lot.
thank you, Kun. That's quite a lot. Yeah. That's why we have these 2 steps. Yeah. Anyone else wants to speak from the people? Maybe Birgitta, would you like to speak?
We also can invite them, or we will let them know in, like, let's say 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
Well, just thank you so much for all the work over there, and yeah, I guess we all have to hurry up to get this sum together. And what I was not.
Can you tell who you are, Brigitte?
Sorry.
Can you tell who you are?
Aha. Okay. Sorry. I'm Brigitte from the Swiss network of Gen Swiss. So yeah, and I'm coordinating the places for refugees of Ukraine here in Switzerland.
Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
I was just one question. For me, it was not very clear how many of the refugees would have space or heating now with the first step of the project in winter, because the big one is not possible. So how many would that be?
Yeah, I give the word to Fatima. How many what? How many refugees can we have with the first step?
And maybe also how many are here already, which you already helped.
Yeah.
Yes, I can say how many of them are here now, which we have already helping now, and who now staying in these summer houses. So now it's like 250 refugees in summer houses, but some of them in our houses, like houses of community, and some of them in houses of green tourism. So for those people who stay now in green tourism, maybe some of them will be able, because they have some funds, their own funds, maybe they will be able to go, for example, stay now in our houses. It's сколько у нас в наших домах семей? Вообще в домах семей. Если у нас, когда мы получали последний раз, we are trying to collect, было больше 100 человек уже получили. It's like Olena is our financial director of our NGO. She's also here, so she knows all these amounts, and actually she is doing with numbers. So when we received the humanitarian help also from Gen Ukraine, it was like 100 people in the list who already now, and it's those who stay in our houses, in the houses of members of our community, and those houses we have already renovated. So now we renovated more than 10 houses for refugees. And they still need some heating will be added, and they also need some water will put inside for winter period. So now it's like 100 people we already staying here, and they are going to stay for winter period also, because they don't have any option to somewhere, because they don't have money, they don't have actually work. So with this project, building project, we not only solve the problem of some space for refugees, but also for work for them and some money for them and their families to be able to survive actually in this period of time. Yeah.
I just would like to add for your understanding. When you hear summer house and people live there already, it sounds very nice, and in many ways it is beautiful. But just that you know, usually water comes from a well. It's not like running water indoors, far away from thinking about warm water. So it's like you have to go outside to get water. It's usually a compost toilet, which is outside of the building, which is quite a challenge also in winter, but I mean, that's how it is. It's usually houses without insulation and with ovens who are not really, quite often not really working anymore. So they were used as summer houses, really in the summer. and quite often in a very bad condition because they were abandoned for a long time. So when we speak about supporting people who live in conditions like that, and that's the same also in Selenit Kuchi and other villages around, it's really very, very basic stuff. And they need ovens, and they need in Europe. They also go up in Ukraine a lot, so they need extra money. The families need extra money to support when they have refugees living in their house for wood, for energy, and also for installing ovens so they can heat a second room. So just that you understand the circumstances.
Thank you, Stefan. And just to almost round up, I want to say this morning we could participate in a Gen Ukrainian network meeting, and now over 90 communities, more and more communities.
I cannot hear you.
Again, why?
That's usually a very good microphone.
Yeah, better like this, or like this. This.
It's different. It's different. It changes in the sound with a little bit different.
Okay. Present in a Gen Ukrainian network meeting? No? You don't hear me? No? Oh my God.
And speak into your microphone.
Okay.
Sorry,
Now the
guys,
connection
your
is also breaking off.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe Anastasia, you see the questions in the chat?
Yeah, maybe if you turn off the video, it would help with the connection, if that's not very good.
So I thought that I heard Svetlana saying that there are already 500 people living, refugees living in the village. Did I hear that correct?
I see the questions, but unfortunately, I don't have all these details. That can only Svetoyara and the team that is now in Busha tell.
Ah, okay. Let's see if they can connect.
Svetlana is answering the questions. Tenminste, my question.
She started. Yeah.
Okay, just to round up some facts. We have already collected.
Like this?
Okay. We have already collected around 10,000 euro. So
like
more, how much?
maybe
8,000 I just hear. So that's great, but it's the beginning. So your help, if you have any ideas or plans or actions, is really welcome. And the money can be transferred now to the Ukrainian website, genukraine.ea. Yeah, we will share it in the chat. And for the people from Netherlands and Western Europe, we are in contact with a fund that probably we will have a Dutch account, which is where you can. Where you can.
yeah, you can just continue with that. I will.
Okay.
Секунду. Не знаю. Выключила. А может.
Well, okay. Well, no. Okay. So we are in contact with the Dutch fund so that people from Europe can transfer the money to a Western European account, because to transfer money to the Ukraine now, it takes some days to talk with your bank. The bank is very critical and you have to answer questions. And the last thing I want to say is we have opened a blog, probably you are already in it, but we will transfer information through this blog. And we will try to make it not only on Telegram, but also on WhatsApp and maybe Signal and there is some device that we have announces to stay updated. Again, nothing. Okay.
Maybe
I think
write
we
it in
can-
the chat.
Yeah, but you all know the blog, yeah? You know all the blog?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So feel free to share it and invite people. And I hope to see my Dutch colleagues very soon. And thank you all for coming. And if someone wants to say a last word or someone here.
Thank you.
Yeah, great that you're there. Yoo-hoo.
But please share the last parts of the information on the chat because it was not easy to
Yeah.
follow.
Yeah, same.
So,
Thank you.
so keep it open, the Zoom connection open, and share the last bits of information in the chat.
Yes, we will. Okay. Recorded it, yeah. Okay. Have a nice evening and let's meet soon and make this.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks, and keep on doing the good work.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Slava
Take
Ukraina.
care.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for coming.
Hello.
I shared the link for this page of genuine page.
Can you change the now they're waiting for the chat information.
Maybe you can write it.
It's in Cyrillic, which is a bit challenging. No, I can write. Thank you very much. Well, I don't know if you still can hear me, but the chat is all in Cyrillic. So we will answer, which is a bit challenging for us. We will basically want to say thank you, and we will send you all the information needed through the blog. And thanks very much for your interest, and we really hope that we can work together and accomplish this project.
Okay, thanks.
Bye. Have a good evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Stefan, I did the I saved the questions from the chat. I did the
Perfect.
screen save them. So I will send it to you.
Thanks very much, Anastasia.
Or to the blog. Thank you.